So let's get into it. Have you guys already talked at all about the Sin Cara after signing a new 3-year deal, now requesting to be let out of his current WWE contract?
No.
So I kind of just wanted to get both your takes on it. Here's a guy that they've definitely underutilized. He was out injured a lot, and there seems to be kind of a divide amongst the fan reaction, and not that their opinion necessarily matters when it's a contract thing. But earlier this year, he signed a new 3-year agreement. He's actually been on television the last few weeks, losing, but still on television. And then he very publicly, which seems to be the norm these days, asked for his release. And, where do you guys see this kind of falling in this modern era of pro wrestling and asking for your release, one, publicly, and two...
What do you mean pro wrestling? This is sports in general with these millennials. Look at Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Melvin Gordon, the NFL. This is
I don't know these sports.
This is a thing where the old school people grew up with certain principles on work, right? And this is new school principles where people think that before they've earned what they should be making, they want the money. And that's just a generational difference between this era of people, the millennials, and the difference between us and the baby boomers.
Bro, and let me tell you how bad it got, Kevin, with the millennials. So Antonio Brown, who was playing for the Raiders, okay, he went with like some public relations company, was making videos. Remember, Glenn? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where he recorded him talking with the coach, and he's trying to make the company look bad. He made it where the public backed him up, and the Raiders had to get rid of him. Like, he was too much of a headache. Like, he manipulated that. That's how far it's gotten.
But so here's my question, Di. When you talk about the earn, like, I know Sin Cara's WWE contract is for what I think most people would consider a really good amount of money. Right. So it's not necessarily just a financial and earning thing.
Right, because I think, this is what happens. This is what happens, Kevin. You're over there and you're making a lot of money, right? And you keep making money and you're good. But then creative, you're like, well, I'm not growing. When I leave here, where am I going to go? They're not doing nothing.
Let me give you an example.
How can I ask for more money if I'm just stuck in the same place? And Sin Cara has been stuck in almost the same place for how many years? 7 years?
A long time now.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a point I'm going to bring up. Back in the late 90s, when wrestling was insanely more popular than it is now, the two guys, what's that tag team, the Revival?
Mm-hmm.
They just got signed for $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let's take the Revival and their spot in the WWE and the amount of fans that watch wrestling today and stuff like that. Bro, they're getting paid more than I did, than Eddie did, than Benoit did, than Malenko did, bro, those guys are making more than like future world champions that were big guys in WCW, right? The fact that these wrestlers today are like complaining about, they're making more than they've ever made. Like the money's been elevated, because like the economy's growing, there's more ways to market them and everything. But bro, it's like these guys aren't over like we were back in the day.
Well, so I guess
So it's like, bro, if this guy's making good money, he should be. I mean, if he thinks he can make more somewhere else, that's fine. But like when I hear these guys that want to get out of their deals and stuff, everything, and I'm hearing how much they're making, I'm like, wow, you're gonna walk away from that?
Because they're there and they don't care about what Eddie made 20 years ago.
Right, I'm not aware of that.
But here's the thing. But you're right. If you can't make more than that anywhere else, then what are you complaining about?
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess that was my question. Do you guys, having sat where you sit, and I think I know the answer from your perspective is pretty clear, but if you're 1 year into a $500,000 a year contract that's got 2 more years on it, but you're feeling, I think Conan has a point here in terms of where Sin Cara might be looking at it from is, okay, after this, then what? What is my value going to be in 3 years when my contract is up if I haven't been on TV, if I
it's going to be none to the promotion and none to anybody else. And I remember one time when I was really mad in WCW, I was willing to go to ECW, and Paulie was like, bro, there's no way I can pay you this amount of money. And I go, I don't need that amount of money. I just don't want to be there anymore. And I remember when Brian Pillman called me up once, and he was like, I want to go to Mexico and I want to be in the main event. And I go, this is what we pay here in Mexico. He goes, I don't care. I want to show everybody that I can be a main event guy. So some people sometimes don't give a fuck about the money because they're just tired. Yeah.
I agree with that, but it's like
but not the majority, should just take that money, because unless you're that great that you can make bet on yourself and make more somewhere else, you're never going to see that money again, probably,
Yeah. But these guys, but here's the thing, this is what these guys got to understand, and I hope they're not making this mistake. Okay? Now, the AEW guys got pretty decent pockets, right?
Right.
But who's the only guy like that they're paying more than the WWE would pay?
Jericho.
Jericho. And what was Jericho's status on the show? He was like one of their top guys. Jericho literally is one of like the top 3 or 4 guys on WWE programming for a while. He was doing the angle with Owens and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
So they went out and got one of their top guys and paid him more than they make at WWE. Bro, I do not think that there's like they're looking at like guys like Revival making $500,000 and Sin Cara. I don't think that Sin Cara thinks that they're going to look at him and like think like, oh hey, if we get this guy, we'll pay him. We're going to steal this guy from WWE. But I think that this guy, we can't pay more than that for this guy. Like they'll pay the money for Jericho, but not these other guys. So
but I think that's the question though too. Is from the sound of it, I think Sin Cara is probably intelligent enough to know that no one else is going to pay that, and whether it's AAA or CMLL or New Japan or AEW.
He speak English?
Yeah.
Better than Phoenix and Penna?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe he could be more valuable. Maybe that's why Vince is paying him more money. It's because he can speak English. You know what I'm saying?
You never see him do it. They don't do it with him.
Yeah, that's weird. Why do they not have him speaking English then?
That's a whole separate debate.
Yeah. I guess he could see maybe he's frustrated that they're not using him and stuff, but but then at the end of the day, bro, you gotta look at what you're getting paid.
You just gotta imagine how much talent they're collecting just so it doesn't go anywhere else. Right. That when you said earlier on the show that if you were to pick a new Shield and you'd go to NXT and you'd find 4 guys, remember?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Could probably find 20 guys.
Right.
I mean, they're just so stocked with talent, they don't even know what the fuck to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.